Hello everybody, Big Beardy back again with another video. So, the other day I was talking to a chap. I was on a job, and I was started talking to this lad. He wasn't, early mid-20s, and I asked him how it was going, how the industry was going, how work was going, and he kept saying something interesting to me. He was saying things like, "Well, last week I would have made. If things had gone better, I could have got this job." He was saying things, and he never actually told me the truth. He was embellishing how work was going for him, but it was the way he was saying it to me. He wasn't convincing me. It sounded like he was trying to convince himself, and that is the topic of today's video. There's nothing wrong with embellishing what you're doing. We all do it. It's that fisherman's tale. How big was the fish? It was this big. No, it wasn't. It was this big. But we all do it. We go to parties and things, and we talk to people, and they're like, "How's business going?" And you say things like, "Oh, we're looking to expand. We're going to try this." And no, you're not. You say these things to make yourself sound a little bit better than you actually are. And one day you're in your van driving along, thinking, "Oh, I could get another van." And then you get to a party or you meet some friends or something. And they ask you, and you say, "Oh, I'm looking to get another van." You're not looking to get anything. But it's a little white lie that makes you feel a bit better. That is fine. We all do it. It's not a problem. It's when you start doing that to yourself. It's when you start telling these lies to yourself that it becomes a problem. I used to do it. That's why I'm talking about this. This is something I used to do. And I used to sit there at the end of a week and go, "Well, this week would have been better if. I would have made more money if I just got to that job a bit earlier. If I just charged a little bit less. If I was just in the right area." And the problem when you start doing that, when you start lying to yourself, is you don't acknowledge the situation. You don't acknowledge the problem. If you don't know there is a problem, you can't find it, and then you can't get rid of it. If you're doing great, you're making loads of money, work is plentiful, you don't have to worry about this video. Turn off now if you want. I don't mind, because this isn't for you. This is for everyone else who is struggling but aren't telling themselves the truth. And it's damaging, because if you're not willing to admit there's an issue, it will carry on happening. If you're not willing to admit that you're not in that good situation you keep telling you're in, you can't then look at your own performance and fix it. If you don't analyse what you're doing, it will keep happening. And this is the danger of constantly telling yourself things are better than what they are. The figures don't change. Math is math. If you made £100, you made £100. If you're telling yourself you made 150, because "Oh yeah, but if I'd won that job, I would have made 150. You didn't. So the only person you're hurting when you're lying to yourself is you. Tell those little white lies when you're around friends and stuff. Tell those little embellished truths. That's fine, because it's not affecting anyone. But the second you're saying it to yourself, you're damaging you, because you're then not acknowledging what you're doing. I'm going to use a little bit of an analogy for this, and it's the greatest one you'll ever hear. And we've all heard it. And I'm going to use boxers for the example. How many times have we heard a boxer say, "He got me with a lucky punch"? The biggest lie ever told in human history. He got me with a lucky punch. And we all go, "Oh yeah, he got you with a lucky punch. You're right. He got lucky there." We all watched the fight. No, he didn't. The person who threw the punch had every intention of hitting you. Therefore, not a lucky punch. But it's the lie they tell themselves to make themselves feel better. And it's what we do in business a lot of the time. "Oh, if I had got there early, if I had bid just a little bit less or a little bit higher, I would have made more money." It's the same as the boxing analogy. He got me with that lucky punch. Where's the problem with this? He's not lying to anyone else. It doesn't harm anyone else. He's lying to himself. The reason why he got you with that punch isn't because it was lucky. It's because either he was better than you, he was quicker than you didn't prepare properly, you didn't change things when you had to. Now, what happens quite a lot in boxing, if I stay on the boxing analogy, is you'll see boxers come up through the ranks, win. And then eventually they'll lose. And a lot of times when a boxer gets to a certain level, they lose again and again and again. And it's like, why? Are they not good enough for this level? And that's not the main reason they keep losing. They keep losing because they lie to themselves. They tell themselves, "I'm doing everything right. The other guy got lucky." And that's not true. The boxers that tend to do the best, and you hear this as well, this is the greatest truth you'll ever hear from boxing. I love boxing, by the way. Is a boxer will say, the best thing that ever happened to me was losing. I learned more in defeat than I do in victory. You'll hear this all the time from boxers who go away, lose, and then become champions. Because what they've done is they've gone and they've analysed their performance, what they are doing, not what the rest of the world is doing. They look at themselves and they are honest with themselves. Am I doing the best I can? Am I making the same mistakes? Am I putting myself in the best position? Am I being the best that I can be? And by doing that, they go on and become better boxers. It's the same in any industry. You might be thinking, why on earth are you talking about boxing? We don't fight. You think business isn't a fight? You think you're not fighting cat and dog for every job? Business is the biggest fight you'll ever be in. So when you're out there, by analysing your performance and not bullshitting yourself, you will do better. I do it all the time now. I did it last week. Last week I had a terrible week in work. I couldn't make any money. So I looked at what I was doing and I corrected it. And this week I've had a better week. Not as good as it could be, so I've got to analyse it again and see where else can I get better? Where am I failing? And by doing that, you will grow and improve. And by growing and improving, you will do better and better and better. But you have to keep analysing what you're doing. I said, lying to yourself, the only person that gets hurt is you. Because you're not admitting the truth. I'm not succeeding. My game's very easy. The courier business is very easy. Am I making enough money per mile? Am I doing enough miles? That is it. Broken down in simplest form. If I'm not doing enough miles, but if I'm making enough money per mile and not doing enough miles, I'm gonna go out of business. If I'm not making enough money per mile but doing plenty of miles, I'm still gonna go out of business because I'm not making enough money per mile for it. The cost will exceed the money I get. Those two things have to be right. So analyse if I'm doing that right. Am I making enough money? Am I doing enough miles? If one of those things are falling down, where are they falling down? And how are they falling down? Am I pricing correctly? Am I putting myself in the right place? Am I working hard enough? Am I speaking to enough customers? And if I'm asking those questions and any of them are a no, analyse it. Analyse yourself. It's very difficult to do, to admit that you are wrong. That's why people lie to themselves. It's very difficult to go, I'm messing up. That's why people say to themselves, I was just unlucky. Excuse me, I nearly died then. If I had just got to that job earlier, I would have won. If. The other problem when doing that is, you're assuming that you're saying the next week's going to be better because those ifs aren't going to be there and you're going to succeed. But it's not. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting different results. So if you're doing the same thing in business over and over and over again, you're not going to get a different result. And what's going to happen is you're going to keep lying to yourself and it's going to continue and continue and continue. If you're sat there right now, listen to this, and you're thinking, I've had a bad week, but next week will be better. Stop lying to yourself. What you should be doing is, I had a bad week. How can I make next week better? That's the question. And by asking that simple question, you can then look into your performance and look into what you're doing. If you're just going to say next week is going to be better, then you're not looking at the problem. You're thinking Lady Luck is the one pushing you through in destiny, and it's not. It's yourself. I know it's a bit of a different video, and I hope it's helped some people out there. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and links down below for the Discord and my new channel, The Big Beardy Show. Go check it out, and as always, be safe out there. Have a great day.